Not everyone came from Kenya. There is no the originators of Kenya. Maybe just the hoi hoi people and these people from but there is no an originator of a land. People came and found that land there.
So do you think Kenya should open its doors for Black Americans?
Definitely true. Kenya should, with immediate effect, should open.
Bro, what's up?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good.
Uh-huh.
I'm Evans. What's your name?
My name is Jack.
Jack?
Yes.
Are you Kenyan?
Yes, I am a Kenyan.
So are you a proud African?
Absolutely.
In a scale of 10, rate Africa.
Africa, I can rate Africa to 6.
6?
Yes.
Aye, that's low.
Africa will still have a long way to go.
Yes.
Yes, that does not mean that rating Africa 6 makes us a bad people or a bad continent.
Yes.
It only gives room for Africa to improve.
Yes.
To become a better continent in terms of leadership, in terms of how they treat each other as Africans.
Yes.
Yes.
So as,
Go ahead.
as a Kenyan and as an African, what do you think of the Black American people coming to Africa?
Okay, Black American people coming to Africa, I think they are being treated very well. I think there's no problem with Africans relating to other Africans. It only happens that Africa tend to value other people from other nations more than their own citizens. So it is very important that even if you feel that another country is superior to the other, at the end of the day we are all human beings and we all deserve to be treated with all due respect. So Black American living in Africa, coming to Africa to stay in Africa, Africa is just welcoming them wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. What is your perspective of them? What do you think of them as a person, as people?
Maybe having had some few of them commenting about Africa, having lived in other countries, let's say USA, it means that they feel like Africa is somehow kind of inferior. So they tend to treat their fellow Africans with some level of inferiority, which is not really something that should happen, because they must know their roots, and their roots. These people, despite their level of development, at the end of the day, it takes the people to build a nation or a continent. So with their contribution, they can make Africa be the country. Is what they get from Africa.
American woman.
Because the woman has, let me say, a liberal mind, that not rigid mindset where you have to do things the way they happen in America. So when you come to Africa, we have our culture, we have our tradition, we have how things are being done. So if you come to Africa, then you will have to adapt to what African have to force American way into Africa to an American one. I will.
Wow. Coming and settling in Kenya.
Little.
Consequences to this.
I think what happens in a digital world, we are living in a dynamic world with so many things happening. So I think Black Americans coming to Kenya, it means, number one, labor. They will come with skills that will be able to add with the ones that Kenyans have to create development in terms of change, such kind of areas. So I think them coming here, yes, they will come with a different culture. Maybe sometimes some of them having lived in America for all their lives, they will come with a different culture, which might tend to change African people's culture depending on how they receive it. But at the end of the day, they will still have to adapt to the African way of life.
So what are some of these cultures that they might bring with them?
Okay, like let's talk about the most prominent one is about how they speak. Another one is how they dress. Though I can't say that their dressing is very different from what we are currently seeing, especially in Nairobi. So it won't be a huge culture shock, but it will be okay. It will have some impact though, because the rate at which it will be growing will be different. But at the end of the day, I don't think it will really create any big impact.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
I appreciate.
Thank you.
Frank. In Kenya?
Kenya.
Yeah, sure.
Can you rate Kenya to a visitor in a scale of 10?
Out of 10.
Wow.
It's a very welcoming place.
Yes.
And we accept each and every visitor.
Yes. What is your perspective of them?
The first perspective is perspective of a human being. They're all human being and the sense of belonging. They belong to Africa. They're like our brothers and sisters. That's what I think of them. Yeah, sure. They're Africans. Yeah. Based on the theories and maybe the scholars' iterations, you'll find that most of the races comes from Africa. And the fact that we have the black Americans, African is the origin of all continents. So I believe that black Americans come from Africa. And, Africa is where they belong. When they want to trace their roots, they trace their root to Africa.
Yes.
Sure.
So do you think Kenya should open its doors for black Americans?
Definitely true. Kenya should, with immediate effect, should open their doors for the black Americans.
Yes.
If they want to be part and parcel, if they want to own maybe something in Kenya, or they want to have their living in Kenya, it's something which is reasonable and it's allowed.
Do you think Kenya will benefit from this?
True, Kenya will benefit. There is power in numbers, and the moment will increase numbers. And actually, if you see the main reason as to why we are having the black Americans, or these black people who are living in these other continents, is just because of the academics purposes. So as they are coming, these are scholars, these are people who has undergone maybe through 1, 2, 3, the system that has advanced. So when they are coming, definitely Kenya is going to benefit. They are coming with ideas, the tactics and many things which will add to the longevity and the development of the Kenya, by the way.
Effect of the transatlantic trade. I know you were not there before.
Yeah, sure.
But what do you think was the effect?
Yeah, the effect of the transatlantic trade, I think...
in the current affairs.
In the current affairs, as the thing we are talking about, this is one thing that led to the development and the measure of the black Americans and these black people who are living outside. Because as they were going there, they found community, they started working there, they found to be part and parcel of these other continents. And I think this is what spearheaded the high number of the black Americans, these black people who are living outside the continent of Africa. No, not that we sold them to slavery. It depends with the situations at that time. As they were going, maybe there is 1, 2, 3 issues that they wanted. The aspect of a greener pasture, you want to go somewhere where you can invent a thing, where you can find a good life somewhere, you see. Then based on the past war things that were happening there, yes, to some extent you might find that there are others who are sold due to slavery and all those things, but we forget the past, we live in the current, and the current is that we accept them as part of ourselves. God who detects where you're found. Yeah, definitely true. Why not? If they come to Kenya, they're part and parcel of Kenya. If they have the legalities and they follow the right procedure of acquiring land in Kenya, I think the constitution is more bearing, and the makers of the constitution and human beings, if we found that it's more of reasonable, that we can see on how we can work and see if they can get something, it's good. Because even the people who are right now in Kenya, not everyone came from Kenya. There is no the originators of Kenya, maybe just the hoi people and these people from but there is no an originator of a land. People came and found that land there.